It has been 8 months now since Joan Rivers died, and her daughter Melissa is speaking about the circumstances surrounding.
8 months have passed since Joan Rivers passed away, and her daughter Melissa is talking about the circumstances of her mother's passing. Do you think the United States will elect a woman president or a gay president? We already have Obama, so let's keep things in perspective. In the world of high-profile people and the mysteries that occasionally surround their lives, few cases have drawn as much attention as the recent developments involving the late comedian Joan Rivers and the death of former President Obama's chef. Joan Rivers' passing, an iconic figure known for her wit and irreverent humor, was a moment that left many in mourning as the news of her passing spread. In my opinion, it was 100% preventable. As a complex network of secrets and ambiguities starts to reveal itself, it casts shadows over the lives of those involved and leaves the public in search of answers. Amid a series of recent occurrences, the Obamas are shrouded in suspicion, and recent occurrences have sparked rumors about possible connections to Joan Rivers. I became a community organizer on the south side of a group of churches that were interested in hiring me. The complexity of the situation increased when the former personal chef of Obama met an untimely death. This speculation gained traction after the tragic drowning incident of Obama's chef on the Obama property in 2014. This unfortunate incident happened shortly after it was revealed that the chef had written a revealing book about Obama. This confluence of events has led many to theorize that there may be a connection between these occurrences and the fact that both Joan Rivers and the chef revealed details about the Obama before their deaths. I know some people find this tradition a little silly, but I don't disagree. I have to pay attention to my detractors, who sometimes complain that I'm too lenient with turkeys. As a result, some people are beginning to suspect the Obamas themselves. This raises the question of whether Joan Rivers' death was more than just an accident, as some people had initially assumed. It also raises questions about the unlikely connection between Barack Obama and Joan Rivers. This relationship is due to Joan's outrageous remarks about him in the weeks before her death. The only thing worse than your show's rating is a call Reiner's ball, show them call. Jan's reputation was founded on her unflinching fearlessness, which included her candid remarks regarding a variety of celebrities. She was never one to keep her real feelings and views about a particular situation to herself. A reporter asked her opinion on the possibility of a gay president ruling the United States when she was approached by media at a New York City bookstore where she was providing her support to a wedding ceremony for two admirers of the same gender. When asked to elaborate, Joan said, "You know, a transgender, we all know it. Let's just calm down. We already have it with Obama." At the time, Jane's comments about him and Michelle were largely disregarded, with people attributing them to her penchant for igniting controversy. Even after Joan passed suddenly a few weeks after making these claims, the connection remained elusive because of her reputation for being controversial, which made it easy for people to dismiss her claims regarding Obama's sexuality. Joan underwent a seemingly routine throat procedure at a Manhattan hospital, which should have carried minimal risks. However, complications arose during the surgery, causing her to stop breathing. Although doctors managed to resuscitate her, she was subsequently transferred to Mount Sinai Hospital. There, she was placed under life support and into a medically induced coma. Tragically, she never emerged from that coma, passing away a week later. The circumstances surrounding Jan's passing were undeniably perplexing. Not only did she expire during a procedure that was deemed low risk, but official reports on her demise also unveiled a series of medical mishaps leading up to the tragic event. For instance, the reports pointed to instances of malpractice that compounded the mystery surrounding her death and new outrage from her family. This evening, authorities now revealing that there were selfies taken with Joan Rivers, While she was sedated, for example, authorities found the facility failed to respond to the comedian's waning before sedating her. Vital signs neglected to take a weight reading, had her undergo treatments for which she had not given approval, and let a staff member take a photo of Rivers while she was asleep. Recent occurrences have brought a different view to Teferi Campbell. Obama's former White House chef passed away a few weeks ago in an unsettling manner. According to reports, on July 23, he tragically lost his life in a paddleboarding accident close to the Obama's Katama estate in Martha's Vineyard. The internet is rife with rumors about his tragic death. According to reports from the Herald, the chef, who was from Dumfries, Virginia, encountered a fateful mishap as he stood on the incident was described to the police by another paddleboarder on the same pond, who noted that they made a brave effort to reach Campbell as he battled in the water, but their efforts ultimately proved futile. An additional paddleboarder reported to authorities that Campbell lost his balance while paddleboarding close to the former president's house in July. On July 24, just before 10:00 a.m. ET, expert divers safely recovered Campbell's body from a pond on Edgartown Great Road. The Massachusetts State Police described this sad tragedy in a news release. Following then, the Massachusetts State Police MSP informed the public in a formal announcement. The President and Mrs. Obama were not in residence at the time of the tragedy, which caused serious worries among the public and law enforcement. Mr. Campbell was visiting Martha's Vineyard at the time of his passing. Quickly ruled the death of Teferi an accident, a result that raised doubts because of how baffling it was. The pond in which Teferi drowned was only 8 feet deep, a depth that seemed inconsistent with a strong swimmer's fatal accident. However, sources close to him have refuted this claim, claiming that Teferi was a proficient swimmer and diver. Despite these conflicting accounts, initial attention to the case was relatively limited. However, this all changed a few weeks ago when, report following Teferi's passing, a number of revelations have surfaced that have left the public with unanswered questions. One such revelation has sparked speculation that Teferi may have featured Obama in his book, prompting others to think that someone may have wished to silence him. Social media immediately after his death saw the reemergence of letters written by Obama to his college girlfriend. The information in these letters was stunning. It revealed Obama's admissions of earlier dreams and thoughts involving homosexuality. This surprising revelation has added to the mounting air of mystery and rumor surrounding Teferi's premature passing. Obama stated, "I must say that I believe that homosexuality is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetuate the never-ending farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men every day, but in my imagination, my mind is androgynous to a great extent, and I hope to make it more so until I can think in terms of people not women as opposed to men at the age of 21. Obama was in an exploratory stage, a time that is typically associated with open-mindedness. But this revelation has caused a lot of controversy because it was not widely believed that Obama had gay tendencies before. The question of whether this is just a coincidence or if there is more going on beneath the surface arises when one considers the recently resurfaced letter in conjunction with Teferi's ongoing project, a tell-all book that was anticipated to reveal private aspects of the Obama's lives. Given that Terry's tragic drowning occurred so close to Obama's house, this proximity casts doubt on the circumstances and raises concerns that were already there. More and more people are drawing connections between Joan Rivers' mysterious death in 2014 and Terry's recent passing. The strange fact that a staff member took pictures of Joan while she was unconscious adds another layer of suspicion to the suspicious nature of Jan's death during what appeared to be a routine medical procedure. Some people are speculating that these photos might have been given to the person who may have wanted to kill Joan. There is a growing conviction that both Joan and Teferi met untimely deaths because they were about to reveal information about the Obamas. This potential exposure could have threatened Obama's public image, leading some to theorize that both people were silenced to prevent any harm to his reputation. The lack of these images appearing on social media, despite the potential personal motives for taking them, has only amplified the suspicions. What did Teferi Campbell observe in Obama's home that led to his murder? What do you make of the entire affair? A Twitter user asked. That's it for today's video, guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments area below.